Hi there. On behalf of the team at H2HPM, I'd like to welcome you to our community. We are a small independent agency and we pride ourselves on building strong, enduring business relationships with our landlords and tenants and providing the best service to our clients at all times. Congratulations on your recent approval for your new property. We understand that the property will become your home, and whilst we respect this and we want you to be happy and comfortable in your new home, it is also important that you understand your responsibilities as the tenant. In this video, we'll cover some of the key responsibilities that you have as a tenant, and your property manager will provide you with a copy of our tenant handbook which covers each item in depth as well as other important information for future reference. Understanding your responsibilities will ensure a good working relationship with your property manager and a stress-free tenancy moving forward. H2HPM regularly publishes relevant content for landlords and tenants on our social media platforms, as well as our blog, which can be found at our website h2hpm.com.au. All new content will be shared on our Facebook page, and we'd love for you to join our community on our socials. Firstly, let's talk about the keys to a successful tenancy. Life is full of stresses, and the last thing anybody wants is a troublesome tenancy adding to our headaches. There's a few simple rules, and by adopting these, we can ensure a trouble-free tenancy and a great working relationship with your property management team. First and foremost, pay your rent on time every time. There is no valid excuse for non-payment of rent, and we adopt a zero-tolerance arrears policy at H2HPM. Effective communication is essential to the success of your tenancy. Ensure that you contact your property manager immediately regarding all matters and concerns at the property, and ensure that all maintenance is reported in writing. Do not damage or allow any of your visitors or fellow occupants to cause damage to the property. Accidents can happen, and any damage caused as a result will need to be fixed at your expense. If damage occurs, please advise your property manager immediately. Although this may be a rental property, this house will become your home for the duration of your tenancy. Treat it as if it were your own. Ensure that it is kept clean and tidy, and regular garden maintenance is undertaken. Remember that on the other side of this tenancy, there is a landlord who has entrusted you to move into their investment property worth upwards of $400,000. They have expenses and a mortgage to service. Always respect that and understand the risk that they are taking. Lease breaks can be a complicated and expensive process for tenants. Read and understand the lease that you have signed for the property and honour its terms and conditions. With the exception of fair wear and tear from normal everyday use, it is your responsibility to hand the property back exactly as it was given to you. Any damage or modifications made during the course of the tenancy must be rectified during the vacating process. The property is to be completely cleaned and all carpets professionally steam cleaned upon vacating the premises. Please follow the vacating and inspection guide that will be sent to you during your notice period to ensure a satisfactory final inspection and speedy bond return. Moving can be such a stressful time. There's paperwork, packing, organising removal lists and cleaning of your current property. It's understandable that sometimes things can be missed. Be sure to organise a mail redirection from your current property to your new address so that you don't miss any important mail. It's also your responsibility to arrange the relevant connections for gas, electricity, water and internet before you move into the property. The use of our connection service MyConnect is available for the use of all tenants free of charge. H2HPM takes no responsibility for connections which are not present on the lease commencement date unless it is due to a fault that needs to be attended to by one of our contractors. Telephone and internet connections at established properties should be trouble-free and able to be connected without any technician attendance. If the property is newly constructed, you may find that there is an NBN development charge or line activation charge applicable. The costs vary in different areas and estates, but is generally charged at $300. Should you incur this charge when connecting your services, please submit a copy of your first bill showing this charge to your property manager, and you will receive a rental rebate for this charge as a reimbursement from the landlord. Prior to the tenancy commencement, your property manager has completed the ingoing condition report for the property. The condition report has two components, a written report and a photographic report. The purpose of the condition report is to document the property in its current state with photographs to support this. As a tenant, you are responsible for returning the property in the same condition as it was given to you, with the exception of fair wear and tear from general everyday use. This document is protection for both yourself and the landlord against any damage to the property. Please check these reports thoroughly and sign and complete the report, returning it to your property manager within 3 business days of the tenancy commencement. If you do not return your condition report, you're accepting the property as documented by the property manager prior to the tenancy commencement. There are a range of payment options available for rental payments. The most common of these is direct deposit, a user-initiated payment from your account to our rental trust account, often called a Pay Anyone transfer. Please use your tenant reference number or property address as the reference to ensure your payment can be identified by our accounts department. Alternative payment options include BPay, Centrepay, direct debit and in-office card payments. All carry a fee for service, so please take this into account when making payments to ensure there is not a shortfall in rent. Please note that cash is not accepted. As mentioned earlier, timely payment of rent is essential. We follow a strict rent arrears policy at H2HPM and there is zero tolerance for late or non-payment of rent. There are no valid excuses for late rent payments, and in severe circumstances you may be issued with a 14-day notice to vacate for non-payment of rent. We allow 3 business days from the due date for rent to be received to allow for extended clearance times with banking institutions. Text messages and email reminders are sent daily from the 3rd day in arrears, and breach notices will be issued thereafter. Please refer to your tenant handbook for our rent arrears process. Please note that under Section 99, subsection 3 of the Residential Tenancies Act, it is illegal for a tenant to withhold rent for maintenance. Any such maintenance is to be reported and remedied by the agent within the legislative guidelines. Please note that rubbish must be placed in the bins provided and should not be mounted in the property to avoid unhygienic circumstances. Rubbish placed in boxes or bags outside of the bins will not be collected by the council. Should you wish to throw away hard rubbish items such as fridges, sofas or electrical appliances, please contact your local council for specific collection dates and guidelines. Unless the property is located in a complex of the body corporate or a gardener is provided as part of your tenancy agreement, it is the tenant's responsibility to ensure that all gardens are maintained at all times. Garden beds must be kept weed-free and lawn maintenance must be completed regularly. Garden audits are conducted every month and you may be subject to a breach notice should your gardens not be well maintained. Should permission prior to occupation be given by the owner for pets to be kept at the premises, it is your responsibility to ensure that any damage caused by the animal is rectified. The yard should be kept free from animal droppings and excess food to minimise the risk of a vermin infestation. Please ensure that you have a relevant pet lease in place for all animals to be kept on the property. At the end of the tenancy, it is your responsibility to thoroughly steam clean and fumigate the property with receipts provided to your property manager as proof of service. Lease breaks can be expensive and frustrating, but can be an inevitable necessity for some tenants. Should the need arise for you to break your fixed-term tenancy, please note that there will be fees and charges associated with this. A lease-breaking tenant is responsible for ensuring that the landlord does not suffer any financial loss as a result of breaking the contract. This includes rent until a new tenancy commences and prorated charges for leasing and advertising. Please refer to the lease break fact sheet provided to you by your property manager for more information. In the event that the lease will be broken, it is important to notify your property manager as soon as you become aware of it so that the relevant actions can be taken to minimise your costs. Routine inspections are completed after the first 3 months of tenancy and every 6 months thereafter. All tenants are notified in writing at least 7 days prior to the inspection date and time. Due to demographic scheduling of staff, routine inspections cannot be rescheduled. You do not need to be home for the inspection. If you are unable to be present, your property manager will use our office keys to access the property. All areas of the property need to be inspected during the routine inspection, so please ensure that if you have animals, they are adequately restrained or removed from the property during the inspection time to allow your property manager to complete the inspection. Final inspections are completed once the property has been vacated and cleaned and keys are returned to our office, usually within 48 hours of key return. Please ensure that the property has been thoroughly cleaned as per your vacating and inspection guide and that all carpets have been professionally steam cleaned. You will need to provide a receipt as proof of service. All maintenance must be reported to your property manager in writing, with email being the preferred method of communication. Text messages are not an acceptable format for reporting of maintenance. If the matter is urgent and you are unable to contact a member of our team, you may contact one of our approved tradespeople as listed in your tenant handbook. Please note, if your matter is not urgent, you may be charged an after-hours call-out fee. Please note that in brand new properties, most items will be covered under a warranty and therefore must be referred back to the builder and not our own tradespeople. Once the tenancy commences, the keys and remotes for the property are your responsibility. You must return all keys and remotes at the end of the tenancy as per the key register you will sign today. In the event that keys are lost or stolen, it will be your responsibility to cover the cost of replacements. Should you lock yourself out of the property, you will need to call a locksmith for re-entry at your own expense. If locks are changed by you at any point within the tenancy, you are required to provide a copy of the keys to those locks to the agent within 14 days of the change occurring. It is imperative that should your contact details change at any point during the tenancy, you notify your property manager in writing of your new contact number or email address. Our maintenance work orders are sent from our system, and should our trades not be able to contact you, your maintenance works cannot be completed throughout the tenancy. Your property manager is your point of contact for all matters and concerns relating to the property. They will provide you with a business card with all of their relevant contact information. For contact details of other team members, please refer to the back of your tenant handbook. This concludes our tenancy induction video. Thank you for your attention during this time. Please direct any questions to your property manager, who will join you shortly to complete your sign up. We wish you all the best in your new home and look forward to seeing you again at your first routine inspection.